everybody, welcome to the Retro and Loogi Show. I'm Retro,
And I'm Loogi.
and today on the agenda we're going to be talking about Paper Mario and the Origami King. First of all, I just want to say that gold foil is really nice.
Yeah, they really nailed the paper look. I mean, they nailed it in Color Splash too. I'm glad it carried over.
Look at that.
Oh, the trees have eyes. I didn't even notice that.
Well, I figured that the trees would have eyes, but look at how beautiful that is. Like the even like the paper's reflecting, or the it's reflecting in the water, and like I don't know what the random holes in the.
I think that connects to the Goomba we see here. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that forest is leading up to the town we see here, and he's like leaving little patches along the way.
That is not origami. That is paper mache, and I will not hear otherwise. I actually like the design of the outside of the castle, because previously in like other games like Mario 64, it was just surrounded by hills. I kind of like how it's got the moat around it and the drawbridge and little mini side bridges and stuff.
It's nice that Peach has finally upgraded her security.
And also, I think that the forest that we see after this whole scene, I think that is that forest right there. So I'm wondering if it's more endgame or if it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's another thing I'm noticing. There seems to be a lot of branching paths from the town right here.
If you look to the right side of the screen by the dockyard there's like it looks like there's some sort of trap that goes off into the distance, and then there's that thing. Which, I mean, I guess it could be like a like one of those like the cranes that they use for boats, like when they come into the yard.
I think that might be like a sky tram, because in the shot right here we see everyone like up in the mountains in a car.
It seems too big to be that, but I really hope that he becomes like a helper character, because
like a partner.
Yeah, a bomb partner would be awesome.
I've seen people point this out, but the Bob-omb right here, he's missing a fuse.
Oh yeah, well probably because he's like off the chain, like not really off the chain, but like, he's a rogue bomb-omb. Like,
just from this shot, he seems to have a lot of personality. Like the legs or not really legs, like feet crossed over each other.
I imagine him having some sort of like rough, like, me? Well, I'm Bob-omb.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably left Bowser's army after figuring out that the whole kamikaze thing was just not his style. There's several. I'm pretty sure that there's several. What game? I think it was Thousand Year Door. There's like a bomb. He was like a captain of a ship or something.
Admiral Bombery, I think his name was.
Yeah, something like that. And it's really cool when you see minions that aren't like the other ones, like a General Guy from the first Paper Mario, and like the Goombella, is that her name from?
Yeah.
I think Thousand Year Door, in the Boo from the first game, or yada yada yada. Oh, that's not sand, that's wheat.
Yeah, it's a big wheat field.
That looks really cool actually. These environments are looking pretty nice.
Yeah, it's not just the normal like grassland, sandland.
Yeah.
Also, this doesn't actually appear in every shot that we see. There seems to be a bag icon right by Mario's HP. Yeah, like right. Oh wait. The bag's like different. Yeah, it seems to be like puffier there than it is.
Maybe it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, so this is probably a pretty early game.
Yeah, this has to be under. I mean, 50 is. I think that's. It sounds like a standard that your health would start out at.
I mean, the cutscene we saw at the beginning seemed to drop him down through the floor, so this is probably where he ends up after that.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'm guessing that cutscene and this whole area is probably pretty early game.
Yeah, probably like right after you get dropped into there, you like Bowser wakes you up or something. He's like, "I gotta get out of here, Mario."
We actually haven't seen Luigi at all in this, so I'm wondering what role he plays.
I really want him to come back and be. I want him to be a villain character again. Spoilers for Super Paper Mario, but it's been like.
That was like 2007 when it came out.
Like 13 years. If you haven't played the game or watched someone play it, I mean, I guess you could have not known about the game, but I'll give you that pass.
I mean, hey, if you want to watch someone play it, I'm playing it over on my channel at Loogi12.
Oh my gosh. Oh, amazing. But, yeah. To see Mr. L come back would be so amazing, and I mean,
Yeah.
like if they revised his theme or like remixed it or something, I would be the happiest dude alive. All right, like Mr. L's theme is straight up like a bop. I won't hear otherwise. If you look there, like I mean, it's like taking up a lot of the screen. It's one of the blue ribbons, or it's like
Yeah.
the blue ribbon from the castle. So I think that when Mario, like how you have to gain access to go back into the castle to end up fighting Peach, or I'm guessing you're gonna have to fight Peach. I kind of hope that the final level of the game is in the castle, because usually you see like the final level of the game is in Bowser's castle or Count Bleck's castle, but like to see it be in the castle where you called your safe haven, and like I mean it would be such an amazing twist. But another thing that's strange is I don't see Bowser. I don't see the folded up Bowser.
Yeah.
So what if, right? What if the reason that minions come to the castle to try to save you is because those minions were coming to try to save Bowser, and what ended up happening was that as you and Bowser were trying to escape the castle, Bowser got captured and turned into something like Peach and got folded or whatever, and then Mario was the only one to escape, and that's why and maybe Bob-omb is one of his minions and still works for him.
Oh yeah. So he is.
And his minions are trying to help save you. Because in another part of the trailer, you can see Bowser Jr. and Mario and Bowser Jr. and some other minions are there.
Here, let me just go over to there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if you team up with Bowser Jr. and various minions because they want to save their king Bowser, and you want to save Peach. And so it's like you have somewhat of a common goal. So they have to, become allies for just this, one time. Because Kamek has been Bowser's right-hand man, or man, or pretty sure it's a man.
Not
since,
sure.
Like, since the SNES on with Yoshi's Island and fighting not Bowser Jr. but Baby Bowser. Not gonna lie, I hope that character that's glowing right there isn't the Origami King, because that's kind of I hope it's more like the Origami Prince or something, because the Origami King I feel like should be like this menacing, like
maybe he has some like kind of cool ultimate form that he transforms into, and this is just his like normal form. He seems kind of
maybe he unfolds and like refold or something.
He does seem kind of underwhelming if he's supposed to be like the final boss.
Yeah,
if
like I
this
hope
is how he looks.
I really hope that that's not you go to fight the final boss and it's just this guy. Like,
yeah.
The final boss has got to be something epic. Like in all of the games, even the first game where your final boss is just Bowser, it's still like epic enough to the point where it's not like, it's not another Bowser fight. 1,000 Year Door, you were fighting the Shadow Queen. Super Paper Mario, you're fighting spoilers again, you're fighting what's it called?
Super Dementio, I think.
Yeah, you fight Super Dementio, and then I think the other games are
I like how you're only concerned about spoiling Super Paper Mario. Like 1,000 Year Door is fine, but
I mean, 1,000 Year Door has been way longer and is like way more talked about than Super. Unfortunately, because Super Paper Mario, in my opinion, is better. Honestly, like you don't.
Oh no. Yeah. Our channel's never gonna grow now. You have a controversial opinion.
Okay, so let's look at this. So it looks like so in the top right corner there, you can see the like the vehicle you're in, and then I think that those hearts are the vehicle health. And then throw confetti.
Yeah, I'm really curious what that's about.
Is that supposed to be like the weapon? Like if there's an enemy in the water, you throw confetti at it? Or is it to get rid of this long string of ribbon here? Or like what is it?
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. It sounds weird, and I think that's great because that's what makes Paper Mario great. It's weird.
Does it like trigger bob-omb. He's like, colorful things. These hands are made for smacking, I'll tell you that much.
This seems to be in the same dungeon area where we find Bowser.
And I'm guessing that the circle is something you see, like, to activate your hands.
Yeah.
Which I think, I mean, hands are really cool. Like, I think that they should release like a special amiibo with the hands and like the Guardian amiibo, and like you can flex the hands and maybe flex the fingers.
Yeah.
But I think that this is going to be a similar gimmick to like in Sticker Star. In Sticker Star, there was like a mode you could go into and you could cut things out of the world and like place them elsewhere. So I'm wondering, it's probably not going to be something like that, but I'm wondering if like you peel off large parts of the surrounding. Mario, just no emotion, like just like this is hot water. What do you want me to do?
Yeah,
like,
I've noticed that for like every Paper Mario game, there's always a partner with Mario because he doesn't say anything, so there needs to be someone who talks for him.
It's his translator. It's his anger translator.
Yeah.
He feels emotion, so Mario doesn't have to.
Okay, first off, this is really creepy. That's very uncanny.
Like, okay. Second of all,
also,
I really hope that that's Captain Toad. It doesn't look like Captain Toad, but
yeah. I mean, he's not in the normal Toad uniform, so that's one thing I heard a lot of complain about for Color Splash was that every Toad looked the same. So
yeah,
it seems like they're giving them outfits as well as removing their face. So it's nice that they're making an effort to make them different.
Like, they sure can't remove their head thing, but they can remove their faces. Yeah, I want to know what that is, but at the same time, I would like to have peaceful sleep. So,
I mean, we were talking earlier about how Super Paper Mario is creepy, and that's one of the reasons we loved it. And like, with this and this, it does seem like they're at least making a bit of an effort to make it creepy.
Yeah. First of all, this desert looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. This entire game looks like a. Have you ever seen the Is it Sherwin? That paint company commercial?
Oh.
And they use like all the paint samples to like do like different environments and stuff. This entire game looks like that. But I think my theory was right about you needed to go to different places for the ribbons, because look.
Yeah, it seems to curve behind the mountain.
Is the yellow ribbon. I don't think that there's been a 3D section in this in a Mario game.
This is really open world, which...
Like, if, like, the dungeons are, like, regular Paper Mario style, but then, like, you can go, like, explore places, like, in different, like, vehicles would be so cool and so innovative for a Paper Mario game.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know what's going on with the sun, and or the moon, whatever it is. I'm a little bit scared. But what's interesting is that Toad Tower there is missing an eye. So maybe there's some sort of correlation. Like maybe one side's lit up, so that left side does have something that's lighting it up, and then the right side is dark. So maybe there's something on the right side that needs to be lit up or something. Yeah, I hope that the airplane section is part of some sort of like Sky Island level, or like
we see later. Or let me just skip to the scene where it shows it.
No, I wanted to talk about that, but but we gotta get to other.
Yeah, places. we can get to that later. We'll go back.
Yeah, because you can feel there's a bunch of enemies and Mario's on the ship, and then you have Bowser Jr.
Yeah, Bowser Jr. Bowser's there too. We got folded Bowser.
Oh yeah. Okay, so he is there, but. I think my theory might be my theory might be sort of true or something. Like maybe Bowser gets captured later on. But I bet you some of his like in Super Paper Mario or some of his where like a lot of his minions got like
brainwashed.
Yeah, brainwashed. Like maybe it's something like that. Like they ended up getting folded, and so like you have
I think the
some
Origami
classic Mario villains.
I think the whole folding thing seems to be a method of brainwashing. I just want to point out that this, it's the same color scheme that the Origami King had. So that might be him in another form. Maybe he has this, like, shape-shifting ability where he can fold himself into a bunch of different things.
That would be cool. That would be an interesting, like if you had to change up your fighting style when you're, like, mid-fight with him.
Yeah.
Because now you can't use like I hope there's other forms of attack other than just putting them in a line and jumping on them because that's repetitive. Like,
yeah, I hope there's like you can attack in a circle or like only attack a specific ring.
And I bet
something.
you, I hope that there's like a party system and you can like select which minions you have in your party and they do different things, like how they attack. Like, you know, maybe Bob-on does multi-hitting damage when he does his explosion, like does an explosion attack. Kamek does, you know, he can do sky damage or, you know, hit enemies.
Or maybe like apply status effects with magic.
Yeah, like, you know, oh, now you have less defense or less attack or less healing capabilities or, you know. This, I'm guessing it's in the same desert temple area. And
yeah, it does look pretty desert temple-y.
Or another thing that could make sense is maybe this is like the hub or something.
Yeah.
So like maybe if you want to go back to a level, like once you've defeated a level, you can go back to it.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is just some sort of boss battle where you have to guess the correct pipe. But you can see, like, we've seen two of those colors, 2 and 3.
Oh, you
we've
think
seen the blue and we've seen the
ribbon colors correlate?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that these ribbon I know for sure that we saw the blue and yellow.
Yeah, we've seen red, blue, and yellow so far.
Yeah, well, actually, we can go back to let's go back to the castle scene where it's getting surrounded by the ribbons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's the purple, there's the green. I don't know where that middle one comes.
Yeah, there's that like brownish black one.
Yeah, but there's something I noticed. I didn't even look, but I just noticed in go back to the scene where Bowser's on. No, go back to the scene where Bowser's on the clippy things. So I think those are definitely origami enemies. And that's definitely a Koopa. Maybe like it's the leader of the Koopa troop, and they're like, well, let's take away their gusto or whatever. I don't know why Bowser didn't get folded.
Yeah, I'm really wondering what happened with Bowser. Like maybe they tried to fold him, but they're like, nah, this is too hard. Let's just clip him up.
Yeah.
I'm wondering why he's only half folded. All right, so shall we go back to where we were?
Yeah, let's go back to where we were.
I think this might be just a method of fast travel.
Yeah, something like that.
From the look of the courtyard outside Peach's castle, it looks like there were a bunch of pathways that you could get to different places, so this is probably just if you want to do it faster.
Yeah. So this is the battle scene. So I don't know. I'm actually not completely sure how it works. There is a like on the web. I think on the website or something. There's like a video of the battle system in work, but it looks like an okay battle system. I mean, I really hope that this isn't the whole, game. You're rotating these Koopas and jumping on them. Like, I hope that's not, every time you have to fight an enemy or a boss. I hope it's not line them up, jump on them, congrats, you win. Line them up, jump on them, congrats, you win.
Yeah, there's probably, or hopefully there's varied ways of attacking.
Yeah, I think that this is still the desert area, and I think that audience is like in other Paper Mario games when there was a battle system and like you were on a stage or whatever, and there was like you see audience members, and there was like various minions, toads, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. They seem to be bringing stuff back from the older games that people missed. So it looks like they're making an effort to give people a Paper Mario game they want.
Because I can tell that, but those toads are definitely paper.
Yeah.
Okay, this plate looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I think this might be a friendly hub because those Shy Guys are paper and not origami.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's like, are all normal enemies on your side and all origami enemies on the opposing side?
So I think that this might be like the town area because this is obviously in the desert, so this must be like the hub area for the desert.
This is another open world section where we're moving on a vehicle, so it seems to be a reoccurring theme.
What's weird is that this doesn't. Whoa! I just saw something that got me really excited. Okay, so first of all, you're not like in the boat scene. You were seeing there was a health for that boat, but you can see up here, that's not
just the normal HP.
Yeah, it's just normal HP. But look at the bottom. I just noticed it says open sea chart. So I'm wondering if this area is open world. And it says dive, and it says return to town.
Wait, dive? Whoa. I wonder what that's going to be used for.
I don't know.
I'm wondering why a boat would be diving, but...
I don't think that the boat I think you might be diving.
Oh, Mario just jumps out of the boat.
The boat keeps going. Like, come back!
I think the town might be the hub world, because they say return to town down at the bottom there.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's going to be the town close to the castle. Cause
yeah, it could be a different town. We haven't... Again, there's so much we haven't seen of the game.
Yeah.
I really like the folded Bowser. It just seems really funny.
It is, just a little bit. I kind of want one in my
I love the way he moves around.
Oh! So maybe you can do different, like, maybe you can, there's something you can collect.
Yeah, it looks like there's variation on the stomp attack.
Yeah, that makes it so that your attacks do different damage. And I think that this is only one part of the battle system, and that's like, this is like the stomping portion. And maybe there's a portion where you can use a hammer and use stuff like that. But I hope, like, you know, you can still keep your main attacks. And I hope it's not like Sticker Star. I don't need more. I don't need to collect more stickers just to attack.
I mean, from the looks of it, this whole ring thing is the gimmick they're going for with the battle system, so
yeah, I'm fine with that. It's not stickers, and that's all that matters, honestly.
I don't think they'd stack stickers on top of the ring thing. Double gimmicks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this
okay.
thing.
What in God's green earth is that?
I guess yarn is a part of this now? I thought it was just paper, but...
This isn't Kirby Epic Yarn World or whatever it's called. Like, why is friggin' this thing walking? Is this supposed to be like a mummy, like a play on a mummy or something? Because like if we continue the scene, he like walks down all like showman style, doing some sort of like dance or whatever.
All right, well I don't really know what this is, but it looks really weird and creepy, so I like it. Those poor spikes.
Yeah, they're dead. Well,
I mean, maybe
it's paper.
They are made of paper. They'll just like slowly drift down.
I'll be like, oh no, and then they're just like, womp, womp, womp. like do like the side to side thing that paper does when you drop it. So this is the Koopa scene. First of all, that dirt is complete. It's not
that's
paper.
That's just normal dirt.
But let's
also thank you YouTube video compression for making this absolutely terrible looking. From the look of it, Mario and whoever this is, they're just kind of walking around, and then this guy just comes up and...
Yeah.
I'm actually wondering, with the ring-based combat system, like, how are boss fights going to be handled? Because, like...
I'm wondering if the regular enemies are going to be a ring-based battle system, and then there's going to be some other type of battle system for the bosses.
Because, like, the whole thing with the ring-based system is that you're attacking multiple guys, but if it's just a boss...
Right. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's still so much we don't know about the battle system.
Yeah, like, a lot of this, I just have to say I don't know, because I can't really, like, make a guess or make a theory other than, like, going out on a limb and saying, like, oh, it's just going to be a completely different battle system, or, you know, something really
I mean,
strange.
That's pretty much all we can do right now is theorize.
But, with seeing those 3D sections, the car and the boat, wondering, you know, and this might be a stretch, but I'm wondering if that's how the bosses are gonna work. Like if you can fight it in this big old 3D open space, but like you know, like Paper Mario.
Platformer fights, kind of like 3D World.
Yeah, like something like that, or like you know, like a arena-based combat, like Battle for Bikini Bottom, the SpongeBob game, where like you're in like this arena and then the boss is like in the center and you're like running around the circle.
Yeah.
In an area and fighting it. Something like that. So this next shot, I'm gonna have to guess this is the final, one of the final moments of the game, and this is the castle. This is Peach's castle. So notice how as those things go by, like come towards us, like you know the viewer, like it gets darker, like more shadows appear. I think something is being built, or something's being placed in this area.
Yeah, those are
like why else would the shadow, like why else would there be so much more shadow?
I think you might be right about this being Peach's castle, because like they've got that black and white tile pattern.
Red carpet.
And there's the mountains in the background, which we saw earlier were behind Peach's
Mountains
castle.
are like really nice, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm wondering, there seems to be like a glow of lava coming from beneath here.
It's either lava or torches, I don't know.
I'm wondering if there's some like evil transformation that Peach's castle goes through.
Maybe it just becomes more origami or something. I didn't know origami was so evil. Actually, I never really got a chance to really thoroughly... Okay.
There's a toad in the background. He seems to have
He's wearing a D.
Yeah. Also, back here...
There's something moving in the garbage can.
Yeah. It looks like a crumpled up toad. You got like the blue spot there.
These are all paper mache. There's a paper mache Goomba. There's a paper mache Donkey Kong. And then there's obviously like the paper mache Samus hat.
Yeah.
I don't really know. It might just be a cool reference, but it's you know.
It's probably. I'm guessing it's just a reference. I mean.
Yeah.
Paper Mario games like making references.
They do. They even like making references to themselves, like in Fort Francis, the
yeah.
The neckbeard lizard. The neckbeard kidnapper, like this dude is just straight up like. I don't want to ponder it too long. Let's go on to the we got websites to look at.
Yeah, I think they look pretty cool.
They should make kits for these. It'd be so cool.
Yeah. I'm wondering if these are like actually possible with origami, or if they're just made to look like origami.
Well, probably I would think so. At least the 2D ones. I don't know about the 3D ones. You'd have to have some sort of higher skill for that one. But I like how this is the front of the castle, and I know that because you can see Peach's
again with the Super Mario 64 thing.
Yeah, which is awesome. Let's scroll down.
Scroll on down. New paper crafted
The kingdom
Mario
has been ravaged by an origami menace. Join Mario and his new partner, Olivia.
Okay, so
that's a girl?
I mean, I guess she does have little pigtails or something poking out there.
As they team up with unlikely allies like Bowser and the Toads to battle evil folded soldiers. Okay, so
I'm really curious, like, cause in the trailer the partners like come and go. Like some shots he'll have only the Bob-omb, then other shots he'll have Bowser Jr. and Kamek, but no Bob-omb.
Yeah, so maybe you can only have one partner or something.
Maybe it's like there's like one partner per world, and then once you leave the world, they leave.
Not gonna lie, I'm actually excited to see. Like, so on all the game boxes, I have my Dragon Quest one next to me. Like,
oh no, what'd I do?
If you flip it over on the inside, there's like some sort of other like alternate picture that you can like swap it around, and like for Sonic Mania, it was like a Sega CD cover that you could swap it around on the like the special edition or whatever that I have, and so. I'm actually kind of excited to see what they do for Paper Mario.
Alright, let's take a look at... They seem to have an image gallery right here.
Yeah, let's look at this. Prepare to be folded, fool!
I do not like how his mouth is opening up. That's...
Oh, I hate it. Oh, no.
Oh, hey, we got Bowser in the corner over there.
Yeah, the Lonely Goomba would have a couple things to say about that.
It's like unhinging his jaw.
Prepare to be folded. I like how the text box is origami.
I wonder.
That would be. I think that'd be a really cool difference if like the paper characters were like had paper text, and then the origami characters had origami text.
Yeah.
Text boxes, I should say.
This game does seem to have a lot of really nice details, so maybe they will do that.
His website is really nice, actually. So this is the red ribbon area. I'm guessing this is the first one you're gonna have to get.
We got really more of those holes.
Yeah, it's a really nice field. I see a folded Goomba up there.
Yeah, looks like there might be another one up there. I can't really tell.
Yeah, they should have brought back the Galoombas. That'd have been cool. But yeah. I think that's really all we can gather from this image. I mean, it's just, you know, a valley-like area, so
you probably just follow down this pathway to try to find the end of the red ribbon.
Yeah.
Anyway, Also,
follow the Red Ribbon Road.
we can't really see it down there, but it looks like there's some kind of castle or ruins.
Yeah, that too. Maybe someone just lives there, like you need that person to cross a bridge or something. There's always some sort of broken bridge in Paper Mario games that you need to fix it for some random. Okay, so it's not Captain Toad. I'm a little bit disappointed. But
at least it's not a generic Toad. At least he has some kind of difference.
Those Toad mosaics in the background, or whatever you call them, are freaking me out.
Yeah, they're so uncanny.
I think that's why Toad's freaked out down there. He's like, I mean, ugh. But there isn't really much else to gather from here. So let's next image. Oh yeah, there's a Origami Goomba. Whoa, it is all bad. There's an Origami Goomba, an Origami Shy Guy. There's a Origami Koopa, and several Origami enemies.
I wonder if there's any way to full screen this.
I meant to say paper mache. But...
we got the bomb down there. And then Mario and
Olivia.
The bomb
thing ran away. Olivia's screaming, and then Mario's been possessed by a demon.
I mean, it looks like that one's about to unhinge his jaw and eat her, so I'd probably be screaming too. Yeah,
same with the one on the left and right, bottom left and right of the screen, right behind what I'm assuming is a fence.
I'm really wondering what this paper mache is all about. Like, I'm wondering if these are like actual creatures or if they're just like costumes that.
I don't know. Yeah, since there's so much of this might be like where you find that Toad with the gi on and the Metroid helmet and the Donkey Kong helmet.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could be because like it does fit the same like Japanese area, and you got the paper mache.
Yeah.
It probably is the same area of the game.
Okay, next image.
Oh, more of the.
Oh, this is just.
We got a panned out view.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
this is the same area.
I think you're right about the Oasis thing because we got a pool of water over there.
Yeah, but look, it's definitely the same area as the sand area because you can see the black spot.
Oh,
right above the either casino or castle.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that.
It's really freaky. Is it another Void situation like? If you don't save these places fast enough, they get overtaken. That would be extremely terrifying in high-def graphics. It's just a chain chomp.
This is in the same jungle area that we saw that scene with Bowser Jr.
Yeah.
In the hot tub.
Oh, and there's Kamek behind Mario. And then it's just the chain chomp, which is cool, I guess, but, you know, it's just a chain chomp. We've seen them before.
I really like that little floating island in the background. It just looks nice.
Yeah, hopefully that's important for something. But I think we can safely go to the next image, isn't this is a ship scene.
Yeah. It's more of the
boat. This is supposed to be the pink ribbon. You can see. So you must have to, like, follow that pink ribbon through an ocean and, like, maybe there's something you have to dive for or something.
This is more of the jungle area.
Oh great, it's Piranha Plant's neutral V. But yeah.
I'm wondering what's going on with Bowser Jr. Why he's all crumpled up.
Isn't that Bowser Jr.?
That's his clown car right there.
Oh, so it must be something like that's how you find Bowser Jr. is like he's all folded up.
Oh yeah. And then that's why in the hot tub he was like, how do I look? Because he's back to normal.
Yeah, oh that's right, because usually when you go into like when paper goes into water, it's that's a good point actually. Are these all trailer shots after this?
Oh, that's new.
Oh, that's different. It's just I mean they're sitting on a bench. That's pretty cool.
They're just rubbing in how good the scenery looks.
It is really good scenery though. It still looks like a Sherwin-Williams commercial, but that's besides the point.
Oh, and we're back to the unhinged Goomba.
Oh, well, okay. So let's scroll down. Right. So, you know, try to free Princess Peach. You know, that's obviously you're trying. King Ollie. So that is the king?
I think Ollie and Olivia, they're possibly like siblings or related in some way.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, similar look, similar name.
Yeah, I was hoping that he wasn't how he looked as a villain. It's not menacing at all. I do not feel fear when I see that thing.
There's no way that's how he looks in the final battle. Like, he's got to fold into some kind of more menacing thing.
Yeah, Peach is honestly the scariest thing. Like, out of these three things, Peach is the scariest thing. So yeah, let's talk about. I mean, we talked about a lot of it while we were watching it, but we can.
Yeah, I guess final thoughts on the game.
So, I'm liking the. First of all, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm liking how colorful it is. My only fears are how they pull off the battle system.
Yeah.
Or like the boss battle system. How they pull off the final battle against the king. And how they use Luigi.
Yeah. Still no Luigi.
Yeah, we haven't seen Luigi at all. And I mean, like in Color Splash, there was like that cool thing where he was like, "Oh, I'm in my Mario Kart. Let's drive up the rainbow and kick this dude's butt." But like, man, they could do more with Luigi. Like they know that they can, and they have done more with Luigi before. Like in Super Paper Mario, where he was a villain, and you had to fight your brother, and his I think he was in Robots like twice, which. I mean, Mr. L and the robot was it's already like perfect for either origami or paper mache. Like, excuse me for that water sip. Like they already tried to make it like all 3D in Super Paper Mario, but in a game where there's already this game is already full of 3D objects, already full of 3D origami things. Like fighting Brobot again, like with Mr. L.
Yeah.
Or like even just like a straight up folded Luigi, like I mean it would work, right? Like
that would be amazing if like you beat King Ollie and you think it's the final boss, and then Luigi just shows up. He's this like giant folded origami thing.
You have to fight Super. You know what though? I would like to make similar a design, not make similar design, but notice a similarity in design color choice with King Ollie and a certain villainous jester from Super Paper Mario. Because if you remember Dementio correctly, his color scheme was purple and yellow. So maybe I don't even remember how Dementio ended. Did he even like fully die? Like
I'm pretty sure he died.
I don't know.
I don't remember the ending too much.
It would be an interesting story if he got transported to somewhere else, like somewhere different, and he was like, "Well, this plan didn't work. I'm mad at Mario. Let's get revenge. So let's assimilate into this other society full of people who, you know, they do paper stuff, but they do origami. Let's turn them from a peaceful race of people to a warmongering race of people, and then we're just going to go take over the Mushroom Kingdom. I'm going to enslave Peach. It's no longer the Chaos Heart plant, but I'm going to look like this other dude instead of looking like..." And who knows? Because Dementio, mind you, has the power to go across dimensions, right?
Yeah.
Like, he even has his own dimension called, unfortunately named, if I remember correctly, it's unfortunately named Dimension D. So, would it be impossible for him to last second snap himself to a dimension, another dimension, for safety, so he didn't die? And now he's in this form to trick, you know, Mario and the rest of the people. Would that be too far-fetched?
I mean, that's honestly my dream. I would love if there was just any acknowledgement of Super Paper Mario.
Yeah.
At all.
And like, I mean, and they can't just like not have Luigi. Like this isn't the 1980s. Like you can't just not include Luigi in a video game. Like he's a staple character by now. Like, I mean, he's Mario's brother, for heaven's sake. He's the one with the 0 to death in Smash Brothers that makes everyone salty. Like, I mean,
yeah.
He's probably the reason behind Loogi, because his username is a play on words with Luigi. It's Loogi.
I would not exist if it were not for Luigi.
Well, you'd probably still be Jedi Guy 12, honestly.
Yeah.
Or yeah, something like that. But like, if that is Dementio, like, just in another form, I would be so unbelievably happy. Like, I mean,
I would honestly be satisfied with just like the slightest little reference to Super Paper Mario. Like maybe just one line of dialogue or something.
Yeah, I just feel, I mean, like, no, like, I feel like I'm just fanboying, like, Super Paper Mario, but like, it's because no one ever really talks about Super Paper Mario.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure that there is tons more remixes of Thousand Year Door songs or the original Paper Mario songs than there are Super Paper Mario songs. Like for example, like Ultimate Show from Super Paper Mario. Like, there's like,
I think Super Paper Mario has by far the best soundtrack of the series.
Yeah, there's like jack crap about. I mean, it's almost like people don't like. It's. I mean.
It just kind of gets ignored. I heard one person describe it as it has the middle child syndrome.
Yeah, which is really sad because it's such a great. It's so different from the other games, and it's like its story is so much more emotion filled. Like, I mean, earlier I kind of delved into it, but it's really a lot more emotion filled. Like, joy, like, when you gain a new party member because you recognize that character, and now you can actually use them in your party as a special character that does something. It's like kind of the same feeling in Super Mario 64 DS when, like, hey, I just got Luigi and I can, like, tread on water or whatever, and like run on water or whatever. And then, like, you feel like, kind of like that. Like, what's the emotion that you'd feel like at the end when Count Bleck in his, like, actual form and the other, like, the lady who turned into the butterfly, like, they have their happy ending, and they're like, it plays the sad peaceful song or whatever. Like, I don't know. But, like, and then, like, the deepest of annoyance when Dementio appears and you have to deal with his bullcrap again, and then he appears and sends you to hell, and then you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm in hell now. And then you're like, oops, I accidentally fell off the boat in the river crossing the river Twigs. Oh, great. Now I'm about to get my soul taken by the souls of hell. And then, like, there's a lot of different charms of the game, like how they what's the word? Like, it's a word for almost making fun of, but in, like, a more comedic, like, not making fun of as in, like, haha, it's funny, but, like, referencing, like,
parodying.
Yeah, parodying, like when they parody, like, dating sims with the Francis battle and RPGs with the triple chain jump, which is a reference to Cerberus, the guardian dog of hell. Also Undertale. Just kidding. But, like, it's such a quirky game, but it's not trying so hard to be quirky and different that it, like, fails to feel make you feel emotion. And there are some parts where you really don't want to play the game anymore, like the space part, or when you're trying to find the fucking bad words. We can try to find the freaking Pure Heart towers because they're so hard to find all the time.
The worst part by far is the first level of the Crag world, where you have to go to that person, type out please like 5 times, and then he gives you this super long combination of how you have to hit the 3 blocks.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely, the game definitely has its flaws, but I think it deserves just as much love. as the first two games.
Yeah, it has its flaws, but I think it deserves its welcome place with Thousand Year Door and the first Paper Mario. It's not even that it's not liked; it's just that it's never talked about. It's almost like it didn't exist. Like, but sure enough, I have the physical copy of it. You know,
I really just
sure so does Loogi.
Yeah. I really hope this game is just able to capture some of that feeling from the first three games.
And you said that you were cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
But if anything, I'm scared. Like, because, I mean, at the same time, I don't really know how to feel because, like, on one end, I'm like, this game could be really great. It could be, a return to form for Paper Mario. It could be revolutionary, but not like, I could add new features and change how the game is played, but without making it so frustrating to play the game. And like, and at the same time, like, there's been times where Nintendo hasn't learned from their mistake, and that's what scares me. Like, will they learn from their mistakes with Color Splash and Sticker Star?
I mean,
or
pretty much everyone hated those games.
Yeah.
And also, this generation Nintendo seems to be listening to criticism. Like for Super Mario Odyssey, they returned to that like sandbox form of 64 and Sunshine.
But it's not like like
Same
literally like it's almost like Super Mario. It's like they did because like you got Super Mario 64 right, and that was like, I mean, of course the graphics weren't, it was like 1999 or whatever. What are you gonna do? Make it 4K? Like they didn't even know what 4K was. They were just happy to have those graphics. Like they were like, whoa, I'm playing this game in 3D. And like some YouTubers were talking about it, like when they first when 3D games first came out, like the Game Grumps were talking about like how one of them hadn't played Mario 64. And that was because 3D games made them like sick, like motion sick, and that was because they had to experience that change between 2D to 3D. And like, I mean, this generation we grew up with 3D, so like, they weren't used to that. But back to what I was saying, like, they do like usually the 3D games do really well, like Mario 64. Mario 6. I'm sure that Mario 64 DS did pretty well. I'm not completely sure, but Mario Sunshine, it did okay. I enjoyed the game. When it was one of those games where I'd watch people play it, and I was like, I want to play this game so bad. And then I eventually got to play it, and I wasn't disappointed at all. It was like, this is what I've been watching people play. This is the same experience. Like, I'm feeling the same joys of watching people play it as I'm playing this game. Mario Galaxy did great. I'm sure Mario Galaxy 2 did, pretty well. I don't really know much about Mario Galaxy 2, truth be told. I occasionally forget that it exists. And then Mario 3D World was a little bit of a stray away from that regular formula, but it wasn't, it was a beautiful game. I'd say that Mario 3D World and Mario Odyssey were both like I would say that they rival each other in how pretty they look. Because there's some parts of Mario 3D World that are really, really pretty. Like this is my favorite. I think this is one of my favorite levels in the whole game. But there's this one level where you have to use the touchpad to like raise these blocks, and like the microphone to blow into these like fan blocks to move the platforms, which is a little bit annoying, mind you. But the music that plays is really beautiful, and then like watching them light up and like, there's a bunch of different lights, nighttime and stuff like that. But yeah, like Nintendo is slowly starting to learn that a return to what they used, like to like what older games were like, is better for them because people remember those old games, grew up playing those old games, really loved those old games. And so if they can have something that's even similar to that, they'll buy that stuff right up. I mean,
yeah, I mean, like, they heard criticism of 3D World for people who wanted to go back to the open world formula, and they did that with Odyssey. And for Luigi's Mansion, they heard criticism about people who didn't like the mission-based structure, and then they changed it for Luigi's Mansion 3, so...
Yeah, Dark Moon was a good game, granted, like, they did a good job for trying to put it on the 3DS, but the mission-based system was just, like...
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
And truth be told about that game, I have never finished Dark Moon. Dark Moon, because the freaking... I think it's the second to last level. Spoilers again for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. It's been a few years, but you know, yada yada. People living under rocks and such. When I never beat the second to last level because it was just so difficult at the time. I played it recently and I did a little bit better, but like, I mean, you're literally like running from one room, and then you have to get all the ghosts, and then you're running to another room.
Oh, yeah.
You have to get more ghosts, and then like you're getting punched from all sides, and like you're trying to focus on one ghost, because this ghost has a shield, but this ghost is trying to hit you with a boot. Like, you don't know, but it's difficult for me. So I never ended up beating it, but I know how the game ends, so. But,
yeah,
like...
I'm hoping Nintendo can follow the structure they seem to be doing so far, where they listen to criticism, and
yeah,
I'm hoping they at least semi-apply that
Pokemon.
for this game.
I think really the only big hiccup that they've had with like their main series games on Switch was Pokemon.
I mean, that was Game Freak, not even...
Yeah, it wasn't really fully Nintendo, but like... And it actually, well, technically Luigi's Mansion isn't Nintendo, but it's Next Level Games, right?
Yeah.
Which is great that they even still learned from the past mistakes. They're like, okay, like, you know, we did okay at the game, but they didn't like the mission-based structure. So let's try this again, but let's not do a mission-based structure. And it's not like, you know, with the EGAD, where like you go into the mansion and you have to like wander around the mansion and stuff, but like, you know, you stay inside the hotel, you go, you know, you can still go down to the hub in the bottom floor.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, you take the elevator to different floors are like so unique in like how they work. And actually there was only like, out of all, I think 16 floors, there was only 2 that I just genuinely hated, but the other ones were so charming, and like I loved the theming of them, like the pirate floor.
Oh yeah.
And like, you know, you have that whole like restaurant area, and then you go out and there's the big old ship. Like, that would be fun in a hotel.
Yeah.
And like the sand area where I actually like stayed, like I actually went around and you can suck up the sand, and I sucked up all the sand because I'm just that kind of person, I guess. But like, and like my favorite floor actually is the floor, I think it's the floor before the gym floor, the dance hall.
Oh yeah.
Like, even though it's so small, like the turntables on the wall, and you like suck them, and it plays that like really cool version of the Luigi's Mansion theme. That like,
yeah.
I want to say like 80s. I just want to say hip hop, but I think it's wrong. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you know. But I think my opinion on Origami King is like, I'm excited for it. I want the best for it, and I'm just hoping that it's good. I love the Paper Mario series so much, but like with 2 bad games in a row, can we make the third time be the charm, please?
Yeah. I'm really hoping the story the story is more than this.
Yeah. Like, I hope that there's some backstory as to why this person like this. I hope that King Ollie is secretly Dementio. I mean, And like, I mean, look at it. Look at how his colors are arranged. Like, his clothes are purple and yellow. His pants are black. Well, they're gray, but you know, close enough, right? Like, the only thing that's different is that his face is purely white. But I mean, yeah. But I have faith that Nintendo's going to do a good job with this because Nintendo has been doing a great, as opposed to like how they were doing with the Wii U. Nintendo has been doing great with the games that they publish that are their series on the system. Like,
yeah,
Breath of the Wild was amazing. I mean, it was completely different from the other Zeldas, but like, I mean, I've already beat Ganon, and I still go back to that game just to wander around and look at things. Like,
yeah.
And then Mario Odyssey reminds me so much of Mario 64 and Galaxy and Sunshine. Like, I mean, even like the Mushroom Kingdom at the end. Like, even if it isn't a big reward and it's just like another world level for you to explore, it was like, I mean, like when you take that painting to Yoshi's Island and it's like the island from Super Mario World, like even that would have been enough for me, and I would have been delighted out of my very body. But to then be able to later go on into the Mushroom Kingdom and like explore it, and like even the purple coins are like the red coins from Mario 64, and you buy the Mario 64 skin and all that cool, awesome stuff. Like, but yeah, I think and with what's the other game? Oh yeah, Luigi's Mansion. I guess that's important too. I'm just kidding. Yeah, like Luigi's Mansion was a really good game. Like, wasn't there almost? I think it was like I think it was nominated for.
It won Family Game of the Year, I think.
Yeah, it won Family Game of the Year, and it only came out in October. Game Awards are in December. Like, Xbox and PlayStation had a whole year to get their family game situation straight, and Nintendo cleared the house. That, which I mean, games.
That is kind of their thing.
Yeah, Nintendo knows what they're doing when it comes to games that, like, even though you've beaten the game, you still want to go back and take a look at everything.
This generation, it seems that they've been focusing on like what makes their series great. Like for Super Mario Odyssey, like, oh, what makes 3D Mario great? The exploration. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping for Origami King, they focus on what made the Paper Mario series great, and they implement some of that, like a good story, great characters, a good combat system.
Like, we're not saying like just go back to how the other games were with that, with the regular battles. Just like add new stuff, that's fine, but
I'm a big fan of the new art style. Like the color splash art style.
The new what?
The color splash art style, like it's beautiful.
Yeah, like Color Splash could have been so great if you didn't have to fight a slab of meat halfway through the game. Like,
okay, Color Splash has a lot worse problems than fighting the meat.
Did you know about that?
Yeah, I thought that was a part people liked about the game just because it was so weird.
I mean, I liked it. It was funny, but like, I mean, come on.
You got a problem with the part where you beat your meat?
What? No. Well, it's quirky and fun, but it's so hard to get right because you're only supposed to punch it like a certain amount of times, and you have to pepper it right and lemon it right. And
I never heard about all that. I just thought it was a fight against some meat.
And annoying.
Okay, I think that from what I've heard, that sums up the whole battle system of Color Splash.
Yeah.
Complicated and annoying.
Yeah, I'm just glad that it's not stickers anymore and that we can go back to a regular fighting system that makes sense. I mean, the stickers were, they could have. I'm not hating on the stickers.
They could have been done right, but they weren't.
It could have been alright if they were executed differently from how they were executed. Is there anything else we want to cover? It's been almost it's almost been 2 hours since we started the video. So is there anything else we want to cover?
I think my final thoughts on the game, again, as I stated in my video, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think my biggest question is the partner situation, because in the trailer they seem to come and go. Like, there's some scenes where we have some partners and then others where we have other partners.
Right.
I'm just wondering how that's going to be handled. Yeah. It's also a bit disappointing that they seem to be just regular Mario enemies, not Mario enemies, just like different outfits and stuff. But as long as they have good personalities, I think it's fine.
Yeah. My final thought without rambling on is, you know, I'm hyped, but with a tinge of fear, with a hint of fear. But yeah, so that's where we're gonna end it off. Hopefully we'll talk about Origami King when it's not been like almost a week since the trailer's been released.
Yeah.
But we plan, since this is the most recent Paper Mario game, we're gonna be playing that when it comes out. But we're also gonna be playing the first Paper Mario game. You know, it's the most recent one, so we want to play the first one and the most recent one. So, is there anything I'm forgetting? There's something on the tip of my tongue. Well, obviously, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, because YouTube and freaking algorithm. And yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of it. Yeah. So we'll see you when we start up we'll see you if there's another trailer for Origami King, or when we start the Paper Mario 64 series. So once again, I'm Retro and he's Loogi, and we're gonna finally get out of here. We're gonna sleep. Okay.
Time to go to sleep because it's like 1 a.m. right now.
Yeah. See you later, folks.
Bye. Alright. Time to spend 20 hours of my life editing that.